So our goal for today is we're going to learn to use the correct terminology for fractions, and we're also going to learn to identify the different types of fractions. So we'll go through all of that and see how we go. So what are fractions? So the words that we would like to use is we like to use the word numerator, and we like to use the word denominator. So the numerator is the top bit. Right, so numerator, the top of your fraction. Your denominator is your bottom bit. Right, this bar here represents your division. So really a fraction is just division. Now, what the numerator actually is, it's the number of sections we've highlighted, and B, the denominator, is the number of portions we divide a whole into. So it's how many of the portions we have. So let's have a look at some examples at the bottom. 1 on 4, so there's 1 highlighted and 4 portions. So I've cut up my pie into 4 equal parts and there is 1 portion highlighted. Alright, so this is your numerator. There's just 1 on the top. In our second example, 2 on 3, right, there are 2 highlighted and 3 portions. Alright, so I've got my circle and it's split up into 3 equal parts. So 2 highlighted, so 2 on 3. 1 on 5, right, I have my circle here, I've split it up into 5 equal parts, and only one of those little wedges is highlighted. So if at this point you're still copying it all down, you can pause this video here. I'm just going to move on now as well. So what I'd like you to do is, if you've finished copying down for the last bit, is pause this video right now and think about which ones of these here you would circle. So which of these here show 3/4? Now in particular, we're probably talking more about the shaded part, right? So the white bit does not count, right? And the shaded bit, the grey bit, we want that to be 3/4. So have a pause, or if you've already figured out what ones you think you would count as your 3/4, then you can move on. But if you're still thinking, press pause until you're ready to hear the answers. So our solutions here are A and C. Right, and the reason for that here is I have 3 equal parts, well, I have 4 equal parts, and 3 of them are highlighted. Right, so 1, 2, and our very first one, 3. And 1 left over, but 4 equal parts there. So part A is a 3/4 representation. Now part C is also 3/4, because if I had these little squares moved, so where this white one is, if I move that back up here, and same with this one, if I move that back up here, right, I would have 4 columns, right, and 3 of those would be grayed out, and then I'd have 1 column which is all white. We also have in these ones we only have 4 spots, right, and the majority here, the whites, there's more than 3/4. In this one, those parts are not equally spaced, so we cannot say that this represents 3/4 because these are all different sizes. Okay, so different types of fractions. You have 2/3 is called a proper fraction. The numerator is less than the denominator, so our top is bigger, or is smaller, sorry, than our bottom. The second one here is an improper fraction. So 4 is a bigger number than 3. And because 4 is bigger than 3, we call it an improper. So our numerator is bigger than our denominator. And then we have a mixed number, is when we have a 2 and a half. Right? So 2 and a half is a mixed number. And what it's really saying is it's 2 plus a half. So again, if you're still copying that all down, you can pause the video, and once you're ready to move on, you can press play. So copy these examples into your notebook as well. Right, hopefully you've been taking notes the whole time. Write 12 as a mixed number. So 1 whole, right, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sections, right? Because we have divided by 5. That means I'm going to have 5 portions here. And if I have that, I have 5. I need to get to 12. So I'm going to do another 5. Right, now I'm up to 10. So this is first 5. Now I've got 10 little segments. And then I have 2 more. Right, so this one, because I've got 5, that's one hole. Right, because I have 5 bits. 5 bits, that creates one hole. This is another lot. That's another hole. And then I have 2 bits because I have 5 spots open, but I've only colored in 2 of them. So I have one hole, and 2 bits. So I've got 2 and 2 bits. This example over here, 2 and 2/3. Alright, what we do is we do the same thing. 2, that whole number, I need to create 2 holes. And because I've got a third there, I need 3 portions. So 3 portions, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, and they're 2 holes. So this is one hole. That's another hole. And then I have 2/3. So I've got 1, 2 as my 2/3 left over as well. So if I want to go make this an improper fraction, I now just count up how many of these I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So overall I have 8 portions I've highlighted over my 3 because that's how many I have split each of my holes into. Right, I've split it into 3 parts. So this is one part, this is another part, and that is another part. Right, and you can look at that based on what your mixed number says there.